So what motivated this is I'm a volunteer at a data visualization group or with a data visualization group, right? And with this group, a new member, it's open to the public. So a new person came, joined us, and he shared that he was particularly interested in finding people that make infographics, right? That make data infographics, right? That combine kind of stylistic text in terms of sizing and coloring and bolding and italicizing, things like that. Also with hand-drawn pictures, right? Art in it as well, and also data. So we came to the group, talked with the people there, and left a bit frustrated as he didn't find the people that he was looking for. Right? What he felt like he found was a lot of people that were using data visualization software to do business intelligence or things like that, but not quite the infographic folks that he was looking for. Right? And this same experience I've seen happen in a number of different contexts, right? So another example is I know someone else who went out and joined a hiking group, right? Because they felt like they wanted to meet more people, but wanted to do so in a setting where there would be deeper conversations and connections. However, when she went and joined this hiking group, what she found was that many members of the hiking group had known each other for a while, and she felt like they were in kind of cliques or smaller groups within the larger hiking club, and that it was hard for her to fit in and find others like her where she could connect and have deeper conversations with them. And I feel like this is a common experience for many folks as they are going out and looking for their kind of target audience, right? Is that you have a good idea of where these people that you're looking for may get together, right? That maybe it is via a common interest and kind of that interest group. Maybe it is via a common place, say a local place or something like that. Or maybe it is even kind of centered around your profession, right? What you do kind of for a living or for work. And in finding these groups, people have kind of mixed results, right? I would say that it is definitely a good idea to think this way, to think, okay, who are the people that I want to meet? Who are the people that I want to connect with? And where do they get together? But what these kind of two examples are meant to illustrate is that that's just the first step, right? That even within these kind of common interest groups or places or events, people still come with their own perspectives, their own agendas, their own wants and desires, and that may be a little bit different than what you expect at the outset. So, how do you kind of navigate this, right? The first thing is with just this bit of understanding is that, hey, you may go to an anime club and end up finding that the people there watch different shows than you do. And so maybe you were a really big fan of a particular show or particular style, and you end up finding there that, these people aren't quite what you were looking for. So you'll have to accept that and kind of rethink and re-strategize a little bit, right? One option that comes to mind is creating your own group and specifying in the beginning really exactly what you're looking for, right? This is a good idea and a good place to start, right? Because then other people can kind of self-select into it, right? If they don't match what you're wanting, then they will go on their way and you kind of haven't spent your time, effort, or energy in doing that same level of exploration, right? However, again, another kind of counterexample to this is online dating, right? In online dating, you can specify all sorts of things that you want and are looking for and hoping to find. And yet, many of the people, most of the people I know, the vast majority of the people I know who engage in online dating are not satisfied with the results that they find they get. And so just saying, these are all the things I want. If you want these same things, come find me and we'll connect, again, is often not enough. So you'll have to navigate that, right? And the first thing that's maybe a little bit counterintuitive, hopefully not, that I'm going to suggest that I feel like isn't talked about enough is really ensuring that your target audience is what you're looking for, right? Get clear on what you want. Because when you're more clear on what you want, that will help you in finding it. And I'm going to make a distinction here as well, is that being clear on what you want is very different than being clear on what you don't want, right? You have to be able to speak to what you want. Part of that is also knowing what you don't want. However, the two things are not exactly the same. Then another aspect is how to communicate what you want, right? You may have this perfect idea in your mind, but when you verbalize it, when you tell someone else, their picture is different, right? Because their experiences are different. Even subtle meanings of words, their connotations, even if they have the same denotation, can be different. And so the way you express something is not necessarily the way it's heard and perceived by others. And so part of what will help you get what you want more often is being able to communicate in a way that others can understand, right? And this separates you from what you want a little bit, right? It is not just about you, it's also about the other person and how they are perceiving things, right? What is their understanding of things, even if those things are just your words. And so part of getting what you want is a deeper understanding of others, right? And not everyone is just an open book where you'll be able to look at them and understand how they are seeing the world, right? So in forging, and getting what you want by communicating in a more effective way, this naturally entails being able to interact with others to gain a better understanding of them, right? And that's partially why I harp on improve social skills so much, right? Is because it's not just about others and being social, it's also about you and helping you get what you want, right? I am a fan of Zig Ziglar, right? And he says, you can get anything that you want as long as you help enough other people get what they want, right? And getting what you want inevitably will be either aided or facilitated through others, right? Or with others. And so the better you are at communicating with others, the better you are at understanding them, the better you are at communicating with them, communicating in a way where your mental image matches their mental image, your understanding matches their understanding, your vision matches their vision, will help you get to what you want and help you create win-win situations that the others really enjoy. So keep those things in mind, keep working, and I wish you the very best. Thank you.